Marcin Tybura ends Tai Tuivasa's run at the title, handing him his 4th straight loss. All right, as much as I love Tai Tuivasa, let's be honest here, guys. He's not that good of a fighter. If you missed it, Marcin Tybura just a few moments ago submitted, not knocked out, submitted Tai Tuivasa, as we all pretty much should have known that they did. Even though I picked Tai Tuivasa on my verdict account, I kind of knew, like, if Tybura can survive this, he's going to put away Tai Tuivasa, especially if this goes 3, 4, 5 rounds. Like, Tybura, he's not great. He lost to Tom Aspinall though, and then Alexander Volkov is a decision. But like, the last time he was actually bad was when he was on that 1-4 run, and that was all the way back in 2018, 2017, 2019 when he lost to Verdum, Lewis, beat Struve, Abdurakhimov beat him, and then Augusto Sakai. Since then, he's won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight wins against Spivak, Grisham, Ben Rothwell, Greg Hardy, and Walt Harris. Lost to Volkov, beat Romanov, beat Bagoyovanov, lost to Tom Aspinall, which I'm not going to hold against him. Took some time off, and now he's back, and guess what? He looked great. Not really, because Tai Tuivasa still fought how he always fights. But it's time to just go ahead and admit it. Tai Tuivasa's not that good of a fighter. As much as I joke around calling him the actual undisputed king of the heavyweight division, he's not. So he gets in there early, and he kind of just rushes Tybura. First, Tybura rushes him, and I'm like, what's he doing? Put him on the back foot? Okay. And, once Tuivasa, he starts getting off shots on him, he lands the elbow, gets him all bloody in the first clinch. And then that's when Marcin Tybura says, all right, I'm going to throw these, boom, 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 get you going back. And as soon as Tai Tuivasa hits the cage, Marcin Tybura shoots in for the double leg and eventually gets the takedown. From there, he kind of started beating up on Tai Tuivasa, and I'm like, okay, this is over. And he just keeps punching him over and over again. I'm like, this is my heavyweight king, please let him live. No, he didn't live. At 408, he sunk in the rear naked choke, and Tai was making his ugly face, breathing heavy. It was very apparent that he was about to go out, and eventually he did. So yeah, a good win from Marcin Tybura. It's heavyweight. He moves up maybe a spot, I don't know. But as for Tai Tuivasa, this is 4th on the trot. The last time he was this bad was not long ago. It was really kind of odd. He lost 3 straight when he was in the UFC the first time, 18 and 19. And then they cut him, if you remember. They cut him, and he was booked to fight somebody. And then he comes back after getting cut, not even having a fight, to step in to fight Stefan Struve. And then he goes on this tear of Stefan Struve, Harry Hunsucker, Greg Hardy, which he won everybody over with that, Augusto Sakai, and then the Derek Lewis fight, which kind of ruined him. And since then, he's lost to Cyril Gane, Sergey Pavlovich, Alexander Volkov, and now Marcin Tybura. So hopefully Tybura gets put on this path of going forward to where he gets to fight people that are up in the heavyweight division that he can beat. I'm hoping he gets better, because heavyweight's kind of a blah division. Tapology currently has him ranked as the 11th best heavyweight, and I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. But you got Aspinall, Pavlovich, Cyril Gane, they all beat him. Curtis Blades is a good fight for him, maybe. Blades just come off his win last weekend against Geraldton Almeida. Maybe the Alexander Volkov, because he's kind of washed, even though he's on a 3-fight win streak. Spivak, that's another fun fight for him. There's some fights out there that you can give Marcin Tybura that makes sense. But as for this fight, he sunk in the rear naked choke. There was really nothing super special about it, if we're going to be honest. It was kind of just a run-of-the-mill heavyweight performance. Thank God it was a first-round finish, and it was done by 8:45 Central Time. Fantastic. I couldn't have asked for more from an Apex Warehouse event, because, man, these things are getting rough. It was actually really just, ugh. I'm tired of these Apex events. And then we got Nama Yunus and Amanda Ribas next week, but that's not an Apex event. Might as well be, because, it's an Amanda Ribas main event. Oh, goodness. Yeah, so good win for Marcin Tybura. I was happy with him getting the win. Sad Tai Tuivasa is probably going to get cut, but let's be honest, he probably needs to go to bare knuckle, where BKFC will shell him out the money, or maybe the homies over at BYB can sign him and get them a real big contender for Ike Villanueva. I be thinking things here, bros. I be thinking things. If Tai Tuivasa comes available, come on, BYB. Go give him a shout. Dada got him. Ike Villanueva is the current heavyweight champion. Yeah. So, co-main event. Bryan Battle versus Ange Loosa. You, sir, are a loser, because that was the weakest cop-out I've ever seen. So Bryan Battle is the Ultimate Fighter winner, I believe. I don't really care about Ultimate Fighter, so, you know. Yeah, so he's got wins over my boy AJ Fletcher, who's a Louisiana guy. Treason Gore. You know, he's not terrible. He lost to somebody who I'm not even going to try and pronounce that name. Anyway, so Bryan Battle is fighting Ange Loosa. And Loosa's, you know, he's a good, like, hot prospect coming in. You know, he's coming out of the Republic of Congo, kind of a new market. And he comes in, he gets into the UFC, loses to Munir Laziz, which Laziz is a good striker, I get it. Then he beats AJ Fletcher. Man, everybody's beating AJ Fletcher. I don't even know if he's still UFC anymore. Let's see, is AJ Fletcher still UFC? Yeah, and his last fight was to Bryan Battle. He's 1-3 in his last 4, so he's not going yet. Oh, he lost to Jack Della Maddalena in the Contender Series. That's probably what got Jack Della on. John Howard, he beat John Howard. So, yeah, this guy's decent. Beat Reese McKee also. So, Bryan Battle's doing his thing in this fight. He's working him. He looks fantastic. His striking's on point. He's checking Loosa's low kicks, and he looks like he's going to cruise to a good win here, maybe get a finish or something. And Loosa comes in, and he dips, and Battle throws, and Loosa comes up and headbutts him. And as he headbutts him, he pokes him, or Bryan Battle pokes Loosa in the eye with his thumb, just kind of going for a clinch. Okay, so the doc calls timeout, or ref calls timeout, and I get it. Let's check on his eye to see if he's good. And he looks like he's fine, you know. And then doctor's like, "Can you see?" He's like, "No," and, you know, calls the fight off. Rightfully so. You say you can't see, you don't need to fight. Michael Bisping, the guy with one eye, commentating tonight. Michael Bisping had one eye and had to cheat to prove he could see. You've got to want to fight. And Ange Loosa did not want to fight. Not one bit. Anyways, so after that, like, Bryan Battle's like, "Hey, dude, you try to find a way out of that." And, like, there's this brawl that kind of goes in the middle of the cage. Some explicitives are passed around, and Bryan Battle and him are like, "Yo, what's going on?" So they had to take Ange Loosa out the cage. Like, why are you... Bryan Battle properly called this out. Like, why are we acting like we don't want to fight to the ref and then saying we want to fight afterwards? That is some bull. I agree with that 100%, because, wow. And then he acts like he's the guy that was fouled because he got poked in the eye. Let's not forget, Loosa came up and, boom, headbutted him. Yes, headbutted him. So, foul for foul, we're even, right? I mean, I get it. You can't see. I'm not expecting you to go out there and fight. That wouldn't be fair at all. Sure. But don't act like you're like, wanting to go and fight, because you're not. You are just being a sore no contester because you didn't lose. But I'm going to say it anyway. Again, you, sir, are a loser. Terrible, terrible poison. Ange Loosa, they should cut him. Hey, this guy here, he's a good fighter, but, like, come on, man, to do that, that's fake. Get out of here. Get out of here. Third fight on the card, Ovince Saint Preux and Kennedy Nzechukwu, which none of the announcers seem to know how to say. So this fight was weird. Ovince Saint Preux, you know, he's ancient, 27-7. And Kennedy Nzechukwu is this tall, lanky, just long guy that doesn't know how to fight. Kind of reminds me of Stefan Struve. He fights the complete wrong way. These two guys got in there and threw one punch at a time. What are we doing? Just like, I don't know. The third round got really okay. You know, they started throwing and exchanging back and forth. But, like, one shot, one punch at a time. No combination punching. Hardly any takedown attempts. Like, this fight was just pure garbage. And just when everybody starts getting hot on Kennedy Nzechukwu, because he was the favorite in this fight, You know, he lost to Justin Jacoby in his last fight. That's 2 straight. Now, he won 3 straight after his last time he lost 2 straight. He lost to Nikolai Negromunhu and Da Un Jung. Now he's dropped 2 to Dustin Jacoby and Ovince Saint Preux. The guy's a fraud. I won't say he's a fraud, but like he's not the second coming of, I don't know, John Jones or anything like that, just a tall, lanky guy. No, he doesn't fight like it. He fights like a numbskull. Obviously, he got the 2 knockouts of Carl Robertson and Ian Cutelaba. Okay. Anybody can beat Devin Clark as long as they have a pulse. But like as soon as he fights somebody good, Jacoby and Ovince Saint Preux, and those guys, good's a stretch for him. Like he kind of just drops the ball, and he dropped the ball via a split decision. I think it's kind of funny though. Ovince Saint Preux won the fight because Adelaide Bird said he won it. Like I think that would go the other way, but like yeah, it's just a weird fight. The guy, he just one punch at a time. He let OSP. Now OSP looked really kind of different. You know, he has this head movement. He was bobbing and weaving. It was ugly as can be, but it was still bobbing and weaving a head movement. So hey, I liked it. So Ovince Saint Preux gets the win. Kennedy Nzechukwu goes back to the can bin because it's where he belongs. OSP, baby, he's back. Is that how he does it? I don't know. That's weird. I don't know what that is for him. I don't know if he's. No, I'm not gonna go there. Isaac Dogarian lost to Christian Rodriguez via split decision. This was actually the first round and was actually really fun because to see like Dogarian's wrestling. When he goes, and like the guy looked fantastic. He was a 6-0 prospect, and Christian Rodriguez came in this at 10-1. So he had the Christian Rodriguez had the experience advantage. I was like, cool, let's see what's going on here. And eventually, you know, Isaac Dogarian, he's just hellacious on the ground in this first round. He goes and he's just smashing out Christian Rodriguez. Not even smashing. He landed 0. I think I saw somewhere. I think Aaron Bronstetter said he landed 0 significant strikes. That's just terrible, bro. But no, he was actually. I gave him a 10-8 because he was like just controlling that round the entire time. That said, you know, he did a lot of cool things. I'm going to go back for a second. He did a lot of cool things, you know, floating the hips, a lot of go-behinds and stuff. And it's like, he's really good at making sure in the scrambles he doesn't lose control. Like, for example, when he's on his back and you try and lean forward to shake him off the top and you can exit the back door, he would, like, kick his legs backwards so the momentum of you leaning forward wouldn't throw him forward. I was like, small things like that. Like, he grabbed the arm, the Dagestani handcuff. He grabbed the arm and pulled the arm out from under C-Rod. Another thing that we're seeing here is obviously the whole meta in MMA is the wall walk. You know, if these guys take you down, you scoot your butt to the wall and you back up against it and you work your way up the wall that way. What we're seeing now is these wrestlers like, okay, you want a wall walk, I'm gonna shoot against the cage with you and then I'm gonna turn you away. So now if you want a wall walk, you either gotta turn back, which I'm not gonna let you, or you gotta scoot all the way across the cage, which I can get control of there. So after that, you know, Isaac Dogarian kind of just gasses himself out from going so hard at beating up, or not even grappling Christian Rodriguez, and C-Rod works his way back into the fight. By the end of this fight, Isaac Dogarian looked like a absolute gas. He just looked terrible. It was so ugly. He was like whiffing. He did land a couple decent like strikes, but he was so tired there was nothing on him. You know, so C-Rod eventually got out there and got the split decision win. I thought it could have been a draw because I gave 2 10-8s, one to Dogarian in the first, and then actually no, I had it with Dogarian because I gave him the second round because I gave C-Rod a 10-8 in the third round. But yeah, good win by C-Rod. You know, he's good. He scrappy. Dogarian, if he can get his cardio right and understand that you can't go full out all this time, and if he can take a break in these scrambles and prevent scrambles to take these breaks, he could be really good. Macy Chassaw beats Fanny Kenazad. Awesome for my Louisiana girl to get the win. Super proud of that. Rear naked choke first round. Gerald Mearshart said he's not an old man yet. He beat Brian Barberina. Second round rear naked choke. Mearshart looked jacked too, man. Guy, he's older, yeah, but 36-17. He doesn't have the best record, but he's fought like the toughest people. Obviously, you know, the Hamzat fight, but we can't count that because he was knocked out in 7 seconds. But he's fought like Stolfus, Bruno Silva, Deron Wynn he fought Ian Heinage, Kevin Holland, Jack Herman. Like, he's fought Thiago Santos. Like, listen to these names. He's been around the names. He's fought Sam Alvey back in the Gap. Yeah, so this guy, he's fought a lot of people. And, once he got Bryan Barberena on the ground, Barberena just didn't stand a chance. Sunk in the rear naked choke, and Barberena went out cold. 2 rear naked chokes in a row. It was kind of cool. And then an arm triangle choke before that when Mike Davis choked out Natan Levy. Chelsea Chandler got a win. That Chelsea Chandler, if you remember, she's the girl who literally turned around and ran after Norma Dumont, jabbed her in the face. So that was kind of funny. She beat Josiane Nunes. Let's see. Jafel Filio beat Ode Osborne. Danny Silva beat Josh Kudablau. Some more wins. Thiago Moises got a win, which was cool to see. A leg kick. Oh, wow. 3rd round. That was neat. I didn't see that. I got to go back and watch that one. But yeah, overall, a great night of fights. Really fun card. And yeah, so if Tai Tuivasa goes to BYB, like I said, he's going to end up fighting for the heavyweight championship. Hopefully he gets an immediate shot because of who he is, but I doubt it with BYB and how they do things. But Ike Villanueva did recently capture his heavyweight championship, which you can watch right here as he trains for it, as he prepares for it, because he put a lot of work into this fight. And yeah, it turned out to be a really fun film to make.